Ciao comrades and welcome! Throughout the years, I've seen a lot of small products, and all of them had one thing in common. They were sacrificing functionality in favor of size, and this one is no different. It is doing it too. It is called Anbernic RG Nano. From the pictures it seemed a bit larger, but nope, it is absolutely minuscule, even compared to something like Miyoo Mini Plus, which is also very small. People often say my hands are huge. They are not huge, but they are not small either. With Miyoo Mini Plus, I've said it is on the edge of playability for me, therefore it is no surprise I find RG Nano unusable. Let's start with the screen. Imagine you are looking at the 50 pence, but you are not meant to just look at it, you are meant to interact with what's going on inside of it. It is 1.5 inch in diameter with 1:1 ratio and 240 by 240 resolution. And I'm not gonna lie, my eyes were not pleased when I was using it. It is so tiny and the weird ratio doesn't make it any better. What's more, the buttons, man, who thought this was a good idea? D-pad is way too small, ABXY are way too close to each other and way too close to D-pad. For example, if you wanna press right on the D-pad and then use Y from the action buttons alongside it, you can do it with only one thumb, which is not what you want, cause then you cannot control other buttons properly. Then the emulation, it is far from perfect, specs are lower, single core with 64 MB of RAM, they claim it can play PS1 games, and yes it can, but not really good, often there are slowdowns and audio stutters, plus you are obviously missing L and R2 buttons. I mean, it's still way better than what I would expect from these specs, but even if you would be really determined to play them, you're still gonna be fighting the controls and tiny screen. My playtime with it felt more like a struggle than enjoyment, and I'm not even exaggerating. SNES Emulation? Not bad, but one thing I was really missing in here was the favorites category or something. Cause it takes a lot of time till you find the game you wanna play. There are thousands of games listed, you can only move letters with triggers, and then scroll with D-pad. But do you know how many games there are that start with S? A lot. And next time you wanna play the exact same game, you gotta do all the scrolling again. There are 2 launchers available, but none of them is fixing this issue. Lower emulation is solid, Game Boy, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Sega Game Gear, Master System, but as I said, it feels more like a struggle than anything else. They had to cut a lot of corners to make it this small, and cutting the corners is always a bad idea. They should have gotten Micro instead of Nano, cause Nano is in my opinion total underkill. I mean, if you wanna buy it as a novelty product, then yes, but if you wanna buy it to actually play the games, I don't think it's a good idea. I'm not even sure if it's a good idea to buy it for a kid, cause most kids nowadays wanna play Fortnite and Minecraft, and not really retro emulation. Plus, obviously, there is the price issue. The smaller the product is, the more expensive it gets. They're selling it for around $70, and for that price you can get something like Miyoo Mini Plus or RG35XX, which is even cheaper. And I would recommend to get any of these instead of RG Nano anytime, cause they simply make more sense if you want something really portable, but usable and enjoyable at the same time, which couldn't be said about RG Nano. Also huge thanks to GoGameGeek for sending this product for honest review, it's greatly appreciated. They also advertise it as an MP3 player, but it doesn't have Bluetooth, no headphone jack, so you gotta use dongle, and I'm sure you all know how do I feel about dongles. At the end, I wanted to open it and see the internals. I've just took out 4 screws and we can nicely see the chip they are using, battery and some other components. Overall, this product is novelty at best, and that's how you should approach it. Those are my final thoughts. Thanks for watching, give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Thanks to members for support, peace out.